If you're a lawyer who's doing more than 5 cases a month, listen carefully. Referrals build your firm, but now they're holding you back. I know you didn't go to law school to chase leads, babysit intake, or burn 10K a month on brand awareness campaigns that will lead you nowhere. If you're anything like me, you're like, who's this guy? I'm Daniel, and I've lived my entire life around lawyers and felt the struggles throughout my bones, so I've decided to dedicate my life to help solo lawyers and small law firm owners break the 200K ceiling without having to depend on agencies, without doing PPC or chasing another flaky lead. No, this is not about working more hours or hiring more staff. But before I show you how you can do that, I have to mention that this is not for everyone. This is only for lawyers who are running small firms and try chasing leads or managing the chaos, and for the ones that have built their mindsets, who want system, not just another shortcut. And if you think you are a firm owner who want to keep relying on referral and luck, or you have resistance over implementing tech into your processes, and if you're looking for another get more lead gimmick, this video is not for you. But if you're among the first group, pay close attention. Before I show you the whole system, you have to understand something. Many of you have tried to shake things up and scale your operation in the past, but you didn't get the success you really wanted to see. And there's a beautiful quote from Warren Buffett that says, it's not about how hard you row, it is about the boat that you're rowing on. And in order to scale, you don't need more clients. You need a machine that converts them without you being present in the daily chaos. Most of the lawyers I talk with are trapped into something I like to call the whisper economy. And most of the time, it's like they're not even aware that they're trapped in something like this. But let me explain what I mean. Many of you who are watching this video have probably spent 5, 10, or even 20 years practicing law, and you've built a great referral network for yourself. And you get most of your clients through referrals, which is okay because referrals are backbone of every business, especially service businesses like law. And I know referrals feel safe, but the problem is that they aren't scalable. They work until they don't, you have no control over it. And that creates inconsistency. You've probably experienced what I'm about to show you. On months like January or February, you get 5 or even 6 referrals and your business will scale. But after a few months, you don't get that volume again. And this cycle continues throughout your entire career. One month you're overwhelmed, and the next you are starting at an empty calendar. And it's a feast and famine cycle. You can't really hire, plan, or even take a vacation confidently. And this inconsistency kills your control. You can't project revenue, which means you can't budget, reinvest, or say yes to bigger opportunities. You play small not because you want to, but because you have to. And the problem with not having control is that it causes internal chaos. And you start to second guess every move you take. You jump from tactic to tactic and hope one sticks. You try PPC, SEO, yellow book marketing, meta ads, and everything. And that's where doubt creeps in and anxiety becomes your baseline. And when you're anxious, you can't really make good decisions. And chaos makes this growth feel risky for you. Yes, you could take on more clients and say yes to bad fits, but you might ask yourself, what if your system collapses? Or even worse, your client satisfaction and personalization suffer. And all these thoughts will hold you back because every single wrong move could break everything for you, all the reputation you have built throughout your career. And this fear of failure traps you in a survival mode mental state. And your focus starts to narrow. You start to chase low-hanging fruits. And if you still really want to scale, you have to say yes to clients that are not ideal for you. And you stop thinking long-term and settle for just getting by. And this survival mode will slow your innovation and worst of all, your visibility. You don't have time or energy to create content, to network with people, or build systems. Meanwhile, your competitors are building their momentum and they're there on social media, they look like authority, and you fall behind. And you get outpaced by a more efficient firm, more modern firms. And the firms that implemented systems are scooping up the markets. It's not like 2020 anymore. The people have become more sophisticated and the competition is tougher. They will show up where you don't, and they win the clients that should have been yours at the first place. In order to keep up with the market, you have to work longer hours. You push harder to make up for the gaps, late nights, skipped meals, and missed family time. The work seems to never end. This is where burnout looms, and you might start questioning if this career path even worth it or not. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, that means you are stuck in the whisper economy, and your growth depends on whispers, not infrastructures. But this isn't something new. No, many people have tried to solve it before. And this is what the old game have told you to do. They told you to, with the right marketing or software, you can grow your firm. Or they told you you have to get your clients through marketing. But most law firm owners stop paying for leads they don't have control over. And they rely on fragile systems like referral lock, paid ads, or just cold outreach. And they're being sold on websites, SEO, and intake softwares as just silver bullets. But the real constraint is something else. So let's say you've been able to generate leads, and even if a lead come in, most law firms don't have a reliable follow-up system. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have paid for these leads throughout the media and they start to call you, but you cannot answer. Why? Because you're either in court, your phone is on D&D and you're focusing on billable hours, you are spending time with family, you try to balance work and life, and you will miss this lead. And what you have done is that you've passed this lead into your competitor unconsciously. So when you realize that, you start to waste your time on low valuable tasks like following up with these leads, qualifying them, setting appointments, and doing all these tasks. And after a while, you also again start to realize that you cannot do all of this yourself. And your firm can't really grow without hiring more humans. So the problem that it has created is more than just losing your margins. Even though you do all of that, leads will start to fall through the cracks. Because at the end of the day, they're all humans too. They have special needs and they cannot stare at monitor 24/7. And you have to even pay them on slow months when there's no good lead flow coming in. And your staff will get overloaded and inconsistent. And in order to keep up, you have to pull up your sleeves and get into the trenches with them. And that's where the owner becomes stuck into managing the whole chaos. You have hired people to take off the workload, but now you end up yourself practicing law and managing your staff at the same time. More clients are equal to more problems. That's where scaling becomes hell. But that's not a real cost here. The growth starts to depend on you being always on, you turning to a work machine. Most of you who have founded your firm didn't do it to just burn out. You did it to be able to deliver better results, grow your practice, and focus on what you really love to do, and gain back your real freedom. You have probably imagined flexibility, being able to fulfill great results, and building something that you're proud of. What you got was a 12-hour workdays, non-stop stress, and the weight of every decision on your shoulders. And that's where you become a slave to your own success. I'm sure you didn't go to law school to become a manager, a marketer, or intake coordinator. You started all of this to be a great lawyer. But now, doing billable tasks are the last thing on your to-do list because you want to scale, and the toll is real. On the personal side of the things, you try to be present with your family, but your mind is still in your inbox. And you feel guilty even when you take a small break. You wanted freedom, and what you got at the end? You can't even take a real weekend. And this is causing you to not enjoy the life to its fullest potential. You are being denied the present. There's a reason why this word is called present, because that's the real gift of life, the joy of being in the moment with the people you love and enjoy spending time with. And without leverage, that gift slips away. But don't worry, nowadays, there is a new game that many firms are starting to implement. But first, you have to change your perspective from lead generation to law firm leverage. If you've paid attention, I've mentioned the word leverage many times in this video, but what do I exactly mean by leverage? Leverage means using a small amount of effort or resources to produce much bigger results. It's how you get more done with less time, energy, and money. In simple terms, means getting the same output with much less input. You might now think to yourself, what leverage can I have? In 2025, the two biggest forms of leverage, code and media. Take a look around. The most powerful companies on earth, like Amazon and Meta, are built on them. Amazon uses code to automate and scale global commerce, and Meta uses code and media to distribute content and capture attention at massive scale. And these aren't just the tools, they're multipliers. They let you reach more people with less effort at almost zero cost. I don't know if you're familiar with Neville or not, but he's one of my favorite entrepreneurs and I really enjoy reading his thoughts. And he says, code and media are permissionless leverage. They're the leverage behind the newly rich. And you can create software and media that works for you while you sleep. That means you can get more clients without you having to be present in there, while you're asleep or while you're sipping your coffee. And if you are a law firm that is trapped in whisper economy, here's the escape plan. Most firms are stock growing through word of mouth. But let's be real, referrals are not a strategy. They're just a symptom of not having one. And that's not your fault, because no one have ever showed you a better way. Everyone in the game, they told you to just do SEO, do better marketing and all that BS. And you assume the chaos, chasing, and this unpredictable are the nature of your job and part of the game. So you kept going, doing what everyone else does. And because it really felt safe for you. Now there's a new model that called CaseFlow Mechanism. And this is the exact growth model that we implement for our clients to be able to scale past 200K per month. It's a first stage operating system that transforms all this chaos into scalable and flow-based machines. And this system will replace all the unpredictability with leverage so your firm can grow by design and not by luck. Let me show you how it looks like in practice. Imagine you have implemented this AI-powered case flow mechanism. So now you have a system that captures, qualifies, and converts all these leads without you and optimize them in between. So because of that, you have a predictable pipeline each month and you can predict how much revenue you get each month. And you will have emotional peace. When you have emotional peace, your mind is focused and set in place. You get fewer but better decisions, and the growth of your firm and your practice feels fun again. So life will open up for you and you can enjoy your life, take vacations, spend time with your loved ones without having to stress about marketing and the client acquisition of your firm. Now that you have a good overview of it, let me show you all the steps you have to take in order to be able to become the top 1% of lawyers and escape this whisper economy. So all you need to do is to dial in 4 things. First of all is to change your positioning. After you have changed your positioning and you have a good front-end offer, you have to bring much attention and build authority at the same time. After you have a lot of attention and authority, you have to qualify and cherry pick the ones you like and the ones that are most likely to convert and are really high value to you. And at the end, you have to optimize and reduce the sales cycle so you can have better satisfaction and better result. I've covered so many things and there's so much more I can dive into, but I really want to make this video as short as possible so it will be digestible for everyone. And if you're serious about teaching this whisper economy and you want to join the top 1% of lawyers, but not sure where to start, don't worry, me and my team got you covered. Now, I've included a calendar below so you can book a totally free walkthrough session. And it's just no fluff, just pure value for the community. It's my way to just show my respect to this hardworking community. And me, myself, or one of my team members will walk you through all the backend systems you need in order to scale to 200K per month. And because of the nature of these walkthroughs, they take a lot of time and energy. And I've just limited them to 1 per week and only on Mondays because of the energy and value I packed into these walkthroughs. But this week, I've decided to open up a few extra spots, so make sure to lock in yours before they're gone. And by the way, if you get a chance to lock in your spot, we will send you a quick overview of all the steps of this case flow mechanism and some assets for you so you can consume to solve some of the problems you might have. And this will answer most of your questions before the call. See you there. Peace and enjoy the ride.